Thank you so much, Nicole. Well, welcome everyone. I'm Nadine with Benq, and I'm extremely excited about the opportunity to talk to you about healthy hybrid learning today. Just to give everyone a little introductions to Benq, we are a world-leading technology and professional solutions provider serving the enterprise, education, and entertainment markets. Our solutions include digital, laser, and interactive projectors, interactive flat panels, and large format displays that take visual enjoyment to new heights in classrooms and lecture halls. As a leader in educational technology, we understand the need to provide educators with information that is going to assist you and maximize the use of your existing technology and ecosystems. In this webinar, you will learn how to harness the best of both worlds through Benq. We'll also cover the easy ways you can incorporate innovative technology into your classrooms. Our field application engineers also provide training, so everyone is familiar with all the features the Benq boards have to offer and feel comfortable using them with their existing lesson plans and systems. This webinar is collaborative. We want to hear from you and keep you engaged, so make sure to write your question down, as Nicole said, and we'll be happy to answer them. I'm going to turn it into Ryan to talk to you all about Benq boards and how we create a healthy hybrid learning environment. And then we'll answer your questions if you have any. Ryan, to you.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining and watching me. I'm here at my home with my RP 02K board. This is a 65-inch. They come in 65, 75, and 86 inches. What's great about this board that you're not going to find anywhere else on the market is actually the antimicrobial screen that is on our glass. So that means that you get little hands up here, you get everybody that you don't know using a common room. You don't have to worry about it because if you just wait 12 hours, the germs actually die on the screen. So right in the beginning of the day, you don't have to worry about even cleaning. You can just take some of the smudges off the screen from all the fingers and you're good to go. So that's what we've already thought about within our board itself. For your environment, we do have an array microphone built into the front of our screen here. If you can see it too well, there's 8 array mics, and it's not just mics slapped onto a board like you'll see some other places. It actually has digital processing in the background, echo cancellation, and auto level controlling. So what's great about this is that we have recording built into our boards natively. You don't have to download anything right out of the box. Boom, you can start recording your voice and everything that you're doing on the screen. Back to the mics, what they can do is actually follow you around the room as a presenter. So it actually picks up the loudest noise in the room and records that noise instead of recording all the little shuffling of papers all over everywhere and the mumblings and whatnot. It records the loudest voice. It can pick up anybody else that talks at a different location at any point in time and then records directly onto the board. So to start and stop the recording, which a lot of people want to do, is you just push 2 fingers as a peace sign, and I have a little floating tool here. And with this floating tool, it doesn't matter what you're showing on the board. There's tons of different things. You can put all kinds of PDFs. There's ways to log in, which I would love to go over more in depth, but you can actually record directly from here. You can see that too well. I can write over and over it. So there's my record feature. And now I can do anything on the board, no matter what it is, no matter what the content is, even videos. You can play a YouTube and, believe it or not, record the audio from that YouTube and have it as a great reference or a teaching tool or orientation method that you can use from here on out. Also within the board, there's ways to log in, but what we made very handy for you is our front HDMI and even USB Type-C interface ports. So if you want to have a no-hassle connection to the board, you take your normal PC, your normal MacBook, use the cables that are provided with the Benq board and plug directly into here. It'll automatically change and all your content will be available. We also have another option for you that's really much more 21st century. We have something called Insta Share. So this is a Benq proprietary system right here. If I open up Insta Share, there's multiple ways to actually get all kinds of different things on the board itself. So this does support all of the PC casting, all of the MacBook casting. I mean, even your iPads, your phones, whatever you want can be cast to our board. And then we can divide it 2 by 2. We can do 4 by 4, or believe it or not, even 9 by 9. But the most common way is just to cast it up as a full screen image. What you can also do within this, you see I have multiple different devices connected. I can actually mirror back whatever's happening on the board to my local device. So if I come over here and touch this X, you can see it's actually mirroring here. And this is all wireless on my own personal iPad. Nothing special about this. I just downloaded our basic app. And then on top of that, guess what? You can actually take your iPad and control the board from wherever you are in the room. So you can walk around, everybody can be perfectly spaced out. You don't have to be up on the board or really ever touched except for one tiny time. And now I can, let's say I want to open up my presentation here. And then I can actually scroll through my presentation and it shows everything that I'm doing on my device. And then I don't have to have my back to my audience. And then even on top of that, I can go ahead and open up that floating annotation tool from my iPad. I can press and move it around. And then I can circle and look at different things directly from my iPad. You can see I'm doing some annotating right here. That's all done within the Benq environment. So you don't have to actually buy any peripherals. I can do recording from here. I can show whatever content I need. I can also do different types of logins. There's ways that I can get my Google Drive to follow me around, but we have awesome options for recording audio. We can actually play back through our speakers here, two nice, loud, forward-facing 16-watt speakers, and even a subwoofer built into the back. And we've thought about your health with our antimicrobial screen, and we thought about the ease of use that you don't have to buy other things. It's a BYOD, so whatever you have, it's a Chromebook, PC, MacBook, can do the exact same thing I'm doing on my iPad for controlling the board remotely. So that is my quick rundown of how we can do a remote classroom and even have just this basic camera here connects to my PC, and all of you guys are in my meeting room right now. So deep breath, there we go. All right. Oh, I think you're muted, Nadine.
I said you're doing good on time, don't worry.
All right, yes. So there's a couple other things that we can show you in that case is actually have different apps that are available for use within the Benq board. So as you can see, I actually have Zoom and Microsoft Office all built into it. So literally, if there's a meeting scheduled and you need to join the meeting or even start the meeting as the host, you open up your Zoom app, you put your username and password in, and then you can start the meeting directly from within the Benq board. Like I was saying, it's an all-in-one thing. The only thing that you might want to add is like a basic camera, even a camera that may be able to follow you around. As long as it's a basic USB camera, you can plug it into here or even on the back. You can control the meeting and people can see you, they can see each other, you can share content and even share the Benq screen over the Zoom meeting, the Teams meeting, Skype even works really great. So a lot of different options for you. And then you can even load up all kinds of different type of apps that you want to use in your environment. So this is an open source Android platform. So if there's an app that's out there, usually you could find it and load it up onto the board. And then there's even like bookmarks if you have your technical login. If there's a website that you use very common and you didn't bring your PC, guess what? You just tap your bookmark and then it follows you to that web page directly from here. So it's all built in to what we have.
So we need to highlight that all what you're showing in here is of Android. Our Android is so strong and developed that you really don't need an extra PC. However, we have an OPS, a slot-in PC, that if you are a Microsoft shop, you can put it in the board. You can run anything out of it, but unlike other manufacturers, you really need the PC to make the unit work. We are simply making you save an extra $800 to $1,000 slot-in PC. But again, if you're a Microsoft shop, you are more than welcome to have a slot-in PC. We have an i5 and i7, but our storage is so good and our Android is very advanced that you really don't need that feature. I had that question in the Q&A, so I wanted to mention that. Would you be able also to show the new dual board that we like, the split the screen that we just recently introduced?
Sure. So we have our pop-up menus here, and then I can set the split screen. And let's say, I haven't even gone over it, but our Easy Write program is right here. Super easy to use. Not too many bells and whistles, so you don't have to worry about relearning all kinds of different things. So it actually has my other thing up right now, but I can even open up like a web page in one side and Firefox, for instance. And now on this side, I can actually take my finger. See, it's very quick and responsive. Actually, this is actually a zero bond screen. Nobody else has that, by the way. for interactive boards. So it's nice and easy to write on. And then I can actually open up a web page within the other side, let's say a Wikipedia page, and then make notes on something that I'm seeing, or even have my presentation PowerPoint on this one side. And then I can also resize the screen to whatever size I want from there. So it's very, very handy. It's very much like a all-in-one web, a page that you don't have to be moving around and jumping from application to application. You have your two main applications there all the time, right at your fingertips.
Another thing, yeah, if you don't mind, let's show the whiteboard, because literally I was at a higher education today and their fear is from technology and the softwares and how sophisticated is happening. So I really want to show the Easy Write, which is our whiteboard, that how simple it is. And I always say that every time I go to a training, which by the way, we offer free trainings before and after, they all are using the board without even train them. So if you don't mind, you can use open the Easy Write just to show them how, show them the magic.
Yes. So our stylus, every board comes with two stylus that do not have batteries. That's very important, so you don't have to worry about losing them, or even an eraser. So just use whatever's on the board. But we do have a stylus for two reasons. People like it. They like the big chunky stylus. And on the back side, from wherever you are on the board, doesn't matter what's being shown, take the back of the marker and hold it up to this little reader, and it opens up your whiteboard no matter where you are. So let me go ahead and turn my background a little darker so you can see what's going on. So I was showing writing and erasing is super easy. And there's even word recognition that's built into our software. So you can actually have like a clean picture of whatever you need up here. So if you want to have this, or if you need, I need a pie chart, for instance, let's draw a circle, but I have a pretty terrible circle here. I can tap that, and it actually does shape recognition too for different shapes that are available. You can even do like T-charts, you can overlay different things, and I'll have it, at your fingertips. So also, what's really great about this is, like I was saying, you don't need an eraser, and you can have multiple points of touch on here, like a whole bunch of different people all writing at the same time. But my hand, I can actually just put my palm on here and start erasing right away. So it feels a lot more like a chalkboard where you're just writing and erasing. No hassle. You just don't worry about finding your peripherals. Just do it as if it was a flow for you. You saw that I have my own special background here. There's different ways and different backgrounds of things that you can all have enabled. If you bring a USB with a certain background that you're going to be teaching from, you can actually add your own backgrounds. You can import PDFs or a picture, and it opens up different PDFs for each individual background, so you can write on top of it. There's a lot of different ways to save. So there's another way to actually record from here, by the way. The way you can save is directly on the board. There's type of logins where it connects you with your Google Drive. But my favorite for like meeting room types is actually this QR code. Of course, you can print email. Anybody can do that. So I'm going to save it as a picture. So I've got one little guy here. I can do up to 16 pages right now on Easy Write 5. And quite literally, this QR code will give you a link to whatever I've done here live within the Benq board. And because it's something that we make with our AMS service, our cloud guys, it'll delete itself out of the cloud after 30 minutes. So you don't have to worry about any proprietary information floating around forever. So that's what's already built in to the board for sharing. So a lot of people love this because they don't want to worry about, oh, did I email my presentation out later? It's all built into this software that we have with Easy Write 5.
Ryan, since we have a couple of minutes, why don't we start an online quick session through Easy Write to invite them to join us this session? And this is one of the ways how we're doing the hybrid meetings or hybrid classrooms. So go ahead and invite us. And if you guys don't mind, please join us using the QR code so you can join the session from here.
All right. So if you open up your iPhones, you can use your camera, or if you have an Android device, you can just use a basic QR code reader. And even if you have a PC or MacBook, you can just type in our URL, which is right up here. You can't see it online, but you can bookmark it at easywrite.benq.com and then enter this room ID on a browser, because it's all going to be browser-based. So it doesn't matter. See, I'm in Texas. I'm here. It's getting pretty dark outside, believe it or not, right now. So you guys are all out on the West Coast, I believe, for the most part, but let's go ahead and join up a cloud session here. So what's going to happen is that all you guys are about to connect to this board, and this can actually be connected from board to board or from device to board also. So let me go ahead and turn that back dark so you can see me. And say today. So you can see on Nadine's phone, for instance, I'm writing and it's actually coming up live over the air. So there's no black magic trickery. This is just something that we've made within our Benq ecosystem, and the way that we use cloud services, much different than anybody else that's out there for you to be able to connect. So our room ID is still constant, and I can still share the content right here. But what's great about all of this is that it's just not me writing. What I can do is actually create a collaboration session. I can go over here to this co-creation, and at the bottom of your device, regardless of what you're using, it gives you the tools that I would have kind of down here. And now you can see there's a few people actually writing on the board. So, you know, you can actually send sticky notes, you can send pictures. So a lot of people, what they do is they say, oh, send me a picture of whatever you're working on, and let's take a look at it here with everybody. So looks like somebody's sending a picture right now. Oh my goodness. Then you can resize it from there, and then you can annotate right on top of that. So it is a really cool way to actually get people involved. And at any point in time, I can still jump over here and take away the co-creation mode and turn it right back into broadcast, back into co-creation over and over and over and over. And then, just like I was showing you before, we could do the QR code, but if I go to here and hit stop activities, since you have the device already connected, you can actually see that it pops up a message saying, oh, this has ended. Go ahead and save what you've done here on your local device. So there's another step taken away from the presenter to share all of the content. So really cool.
We have somebody that was like wanted to join, but it was so fast to join the session, but he's all good now. But
okay.
But because we're limited on time, sorry, Brad. So we just want to move quick. But hopefully, if you guys are interested, you will have our contact information. You can reach out to us, and we can come over on site to do an on-site demo for you, or we can do a virtual one. I also always recommend the on-site because it's better when you see the board and touch it and know how it feels and how it works. So anytime you're interested, please reach out to us, and we can definitely do a demo for you guys. I think we are good on time. Do you want to show anything else real quick, or we will move it back to Nicole to do? I've been doing the questions, so let's see, Nicole, how are we doing on time?
Nadine, we have about 5 minutes.
Okay.
I know there are tons of more features on that Benq, so I know we'd all love to see them.
So let me show you.
You're working within the Android system, correct?
Yes, everything, all what we're showing here is on Android. Again, you can switch the source and go to OPS if you want to, but really with all what we show, and then because we have the things that we didn't talk about, account management system, that one, all users will bring with them their cloud drive, so they can see them once they log in here, as Ryan is showing right now, with the login with one single swipe with the NFC card they have, they log in and they access their Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive, so they can pick all the files that they have on the files on the cloud, work on them, save them, go to the other classroom or conference room, log in again, and bring them again. So that's why one of the reasons we don't recommend to have an extra PC, because at the end of the day, this is a workstation, and since you have all your clouds following you from a single login, you really don't need a PC. With the Insta Share 2, the wireless presentation that we have, you can simply present from your laptop to the device and take over and control your laptop from your device as well. That's the Insta Share that he's showing. So you can take over literally your laptop, and the giant tablet that you see over there becomes your laptop. So
fantastic.
Yeah, is there a car stand that we can have the touch display mount? Yes, of course. So just so you know, every display comes with a free wall mount built inside the box. And then we have carts, we have standard carts that you can roll it from place to another, or also through Lightworks, you get to have motorized carts, sliding stands up and down, anything you want is can be done with this board. What's the version of Android and system management patching needed? You want to go ahead and answer this question, Ryan?
Yeah, so it's Android 8, which if you're looking at other boards out there, believe it or not, they're only running Android 6. The reason that we chose 8 is because this is a full 4K image. So if you start scaling this up on a 1080 on the old Android 8, then it looks pretty terrible. But this Android, or Android 6, if you look at this Android 8, it looks very crisp and clean, and the writing is actually the best part about it with the Android 8. It's very nice.
So just to mention, the Android technology of the interactive board is way different than the phones. So don't think it's an older version. The phones, they run 11 or 12 or something like that. I'm not an engineer, but the Android part of the interactive boards, the most advanced right now available in the market is the 8. So, and that's what we have right now.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And
any other questions?
I don't see any more questions in our chat. If anyone has any questions, they're welcome to contribute. We love answering questions. A couple of questions that I see internally. Will smart notebook software work on the Benq?
Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, so the way that Smart Notebook works is actually through a computer, really. So what we would have you do is cast directly from here. So what's great about this is that the Benq board, the RP series, has a great surface to interact with. The touch is amazing, but what you're getting is basically a smart board on a Benq that's a better experience. So that includes any of your other Octopus, Snowflake, anything. You can actually cast to the board, and it's a much better experience than even on their own native hardware. They're the best hardware company that's out there. So
when you say cast, are you implying that you do not need a USB connection and that you can wirelessly?
Totally wireless.
Totally wireless, and you'll have the full touch experience with your computer.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's going to be through Insta Share. That's going to be through Insta Share, the one he's opening right now. So right now he is showing this Insta Share. It's an app you put on your laptop and you just start casting. And that's when you cast, you can literally touch your laptop from the board itself, and you can control your laptop from the board. So you open any saved lessons you have on your laptop, and then you stream it to the board and you start controlling from the board.
Perfect. And is there a way to use any sort of your annotation features, the Android-based annotation features? Can you use the Android-based annotation features as an overlay on top while simultaneously casting and take captures?
Yes, totally. Anywhere you go, you can do the peace sign, the one he did, or on the arrows on the both sides, you can see there is a floating tool that you bring it up and you can do recording, you can do pictures, like snapping pictures, and you can do overlaying like he's doing right now. Let's say, for instance, we have your website right now, and this is his laptop that is streaming to the board through Insta Share right now, what we're looking at right now. So he's overlaying with the annotation on your website that is coming from his laptop.
Great, wonderful. And we have one more question here. I think you may have already answered this, but do you have multiple slides on your Android-based whiteboard?
Multiple slides, what do you mean? Like you open a presentation or a PowerPoint presentation?
So the Android-based whiteboard that you have on your BenQ board.
Okay, the Easy Right.
Are you able to add slides, delete slides?
Yes, there is right now up to 16 pages. This is like the second page he's opening. You can do up to 16 pages. The next one that is coming in next month, it's gonna be unlimited with 100 pages, and then you can zoom in like an unlimited canvas. So no more slides. Like right now he's showing we have 4 pages so far open. One, Michael is asking, you didn't answer the second part of the question. Any system management and patching of Android OS and apps needed?
No, because this is different than your phone. We're not required by Google to do those security updates, because this type of Android is the most secure that there is until you get to like Apple, no security really needed. So you don't need to do any type of patches, and the chipsets are going to be Android 8, and they work just fine. The only thing that you might want to update is some apps that you may have put on that have a newer version, like Zoom, like we're using, for instance. And then we actually do, Benq is very involved, so we actually do updates every about 4 to 5 months for the firmware, and that's just like bug fixes, small improvement updates, but nothing more than you being uncomfortable if you walk up and there's an update, you can't figure anything out. Like, that doesn't happen. We keep it very consistent even through our personal updates.
And then I have Garrett asking for AirPlay 2. Yes, it works Chromebooks, it works screen mirroring, it works AirPlay, MacBooks, anything you want, especially through Insta Share. He's going to show us right now. You can even control it. For instance, you can request a code or ask before mirroring. You can even stop, like, for instance, any AirPlay just to control who is streaming to the board. You can stop Chromecast or something like that. But yes, it works with all type of OS and Macs and all that stuff.